Hi everyone, and welcome to the next iteration of Blazers Basketball Plays. Today we're going to talk about the pick and roll, which is an excellent play for the boys to add to their repertoire. It's one of the fundamentals of good offense, and you'll see this play used time and time again in the NBA and at all levels of basketball. It's a really essential play for the boys to add to their repertoire. Executed well, it's very disruptive on the defense, and in this case I'll show you a simple example of a high pick and roll that should result in either a layup for our 5, a possible layup for our 1, or an open jump shot for our 1 from roughly the free throw line. That's what we'd expect in the initial iteration of how we would run this. However, the pick and roll is disruptive, and as the defense is forced to react, it should open up open jump shots for our 2, our 3, and our 4 position on the floor. So it's a great way to create open looks for our boys. So let's talk about how a basic iteration of the pick and roll would work. The first thing that you'll see is we want to have good spacing. With all of our plays, we want to have good spacing. And in this case, we've spaced out our 2, our 3, and our 4 around the perimeter with our 5 in. And so the way it'll work is our point guard will bring the ball up, and you can see they're bringing it up in this third of the court so that we maintain good spacing. And our 5 will come out to set a high screen for our 1 as our 1 comes down here, dribbles the ball down to here. And it's important that the 5 does that. It comes out reasonably quickly and will ideally draw the opposing team's center out with them. They'll set a screen here. Now our 1 will initially probe to look, is there an open look for a layup that I've just created from that screen? If there's not, they'll fake going this way and then draw their defender into that screen, and the 5 will set the screen there. What that will do is it'll mean that the 1 has an open look at the basket. And so that's an opportunity for an open jump shot. That's probably the second best option that will result in the play, assuming that the first layup opportunity isn't there. If that's not open, the 1 can then turn the corner and the 5 will roll to the basket. And so that's a perfect opportunity for a little over-the-top pass or a bounce pass, leading the 5. The pass should be in front of the 5, leading them to the basket. And that should result in a wide open layup. So that's a very powerful, very disruptive, and very powerful play when it's executed well, as it really disrupts the defense and gives us a good wide open look. Now what will happen as we run that a couple of times is that the defense will start to react and collapse. And so as that happens, let's imagine that we've now set that pick, set that screen, our 1's here. If the defense here, the two guard, the 3 guard, or the 4 guard all start to collapse to try and block off that open layup or that open shot, then that opens up wide open shots for our players here, and that pass will be on. In this case, it's easy for the 1 to look this way and back this way for a dish out pass. In this case, you would expect the 3 to step in a couple of steps as the defense collapses, and they should have a wide open jump shot from this area. In this case, and this is where we'd set up someone like Marcus, or possibly Jed or Remy, for or any one of our guards for a wide open look at a 3-point shot. So you can see that as the defense is forced to react and collapse, then that'll give us open looks there. Similarly, if our 5 rolls and the defense collapses here, that opens up a pass for a wide open jump shot for our 2 there. So you can see that the initial iteration of a pick and roll should be either a layup potentially for our 1, a layup for our 5, or an open jump shot from the free throw line for our 1. But as the plays develop throughout the game and the defense starts to react and collapse, that then opens up open shots for our people spaced around the perimeter stepping in or potentially stepping back and hitting a three. So it's a really great way to open up our offense and get scores. And we'll run that throughout the course of the year. So looking forward to seeing it in action, and I'll talk some more about how to practice for that in the next video.